Welcome everybody to Service Drive Revolution, the favorite place to talk about service drives.
Yeah.
It's the name, Service Drive Revolution.
I don't know how you guys got those two things together, but nice work.
Please everybody say hello to Christian.
Hello, everyone.
Christian, today we are going to talk to a very interesting, should we call him a philosopher? Would you go as far to say a philosopher?
And then some.
A philosopher on LinkedIn. A LinkedIn philosopher. You seem like you don't agree.
I think that
He has an interesting approach to how to motivate and retain the younger generation. I think everybody's going to learn from. I know here at the office, we made us pause. We thought, and then we're like, hey, we should have him on the show because this is a forward thinking.
Yeah, and in his second job, besides being a LinkedIn philosopher, he runs a shop, right? He's a mechanic / shop owner, and that always makes me think about engines. And I got a question for you, Chris.
Okay.
Why was the engine humming?
I mean, I have so many questions. What engine, whatever, but why was the engine humming?
It got a tune.
Can you hear the laughter?
I like when the guys laugh in the back. It's one of my favorite things. It's almost like that's what I'm trying to do is make them laugh.
So we have a big event before we get to Matt that we need to talk about. It's called the Top Dog event. It's an event that pre-COVID happened every year.
For ages.
We haven't had it for a while.
We're
and
due.
at this event, I'm giving away my Jeep Gladiator monster truck. Basically, the thing's a monster truck. It's jacked up. Fun to drive. But I'm giving it away to the service manager of the year that is in our, on-demand or coaching, that has taken our stuff and has had the biggest increase in profit, customer
CSI,
numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a tightly contested race. I can tell you that already with what I've seen.
Every year we've done it, there's been a clear winner.
Yeah, I'll be
You don't
curious.
think there'll be a clear winner this year?
Well, I think there'll be a clear winner, but I would say that the entries are being elevated. There's good stuff out there.
As they should be.
Yeah, for sure.
It works. We have John
Taffer,
the bar rescue guy. We're going to try to create some sort of scenario where he yells at you. I don't know how we're going to do that.
I don't think it'll be that hard.
But, I mean, he is an expert on customer service, the psychology of pricing strategies, that sort of thing, which will be great. We have the incredible Robert Cialdini, author of Persuasion and Influence.
Yep.
We have the incredible Chase Hughes, author of the Ellipsis Manual, and just a general...
Just a fascinating fellow.
Yeah. And then Matt Biamonte.
Love him.
People are going to leave the Top Dog event this year and talk about it forever.
Yeah.
People are going to make friends at the Top Dog event that they will remember those friends forever. It is going to be an experience like nothing else that we have had pre-COVID even, I think.
Yeah, in 2040, they'll be like, remember TD21?
Yep.
I think that's
It's going to be incredible. So you don't want to miss it. If you do not have your tickets yet, I would hurry. Go to chriscollinsinc.com and get those and make your plans to be there. But we were talking about what things have happened in previous years. And could we do a little countdown of the odd things that have happened at Top Dog? And basically, when we read through them in our pre-production meeting, we realized that 80% of them we can't talk about on the show.
So if you want to see what happens,
We
you
are
just have to
very
come.
HR compliant here. We're trying to be good citizens.
I reek of HR compliance.
The one about the hot tub we cannot talk about.
No.
We can't talk about the paddle in the bar.
That's right.
The
wallet.
The wallet. We just can't. I get in so much trouble for telling the truth about stuff sometimes. So we've come up with some that are more
Podcast appropriate.
HR appropriate.
Yes.
And so we're going to talk about the top 5 Top Dog mishaps. we call them.
Yeah, these are good.
Things that have happened at Top Dog. The first one is when managers come to Top Dog and they realize that their faces have been made into dartboards by other managers competing in our Top Dog software, where advisors and managers are competing against each other in sales and different benchmarks.
Nice. And it's happened multiple times.
And people get their feelings hurt. So this is how it starts. You realize that you've been made into a dartboard. So let's say an advisor for the other manager says, oh, I've thrown darts at your face before. You must be the manager from blah, blah, blah motors or whatever. They're like, what? And then they show like a picture of your face with holes from the darts.
Yeah, you look like you had chicken pox.
And there's a process of processing that. And then usually they walk up to the manager and take a picture of them. And then they now are going to make the other manager into a dartboard that their advisors.
Yes, it snowballs for sure.
That's happened a couple times.
Yeah, that's great.
The second one that I have on my list is when Jocko spoke at Top Dog.
Impactful.
Yes, as Jocko is, but he was so kind that he ended up signing autographs for a long time. Like, we were coming back from lunch and he was still signing autographs. And now we've changed that any speakers that are speaking, they sign autographs for the elite group in the back and, in a green room. But it held up us getting on with the event. But that was we didn't anticipate that to take that long.
Yes, but it was a great display of Jocko being just a good human because he was so
when
gracious
Jocko spoke,
to everybody.
he was there before the doors opened and sat in the back all morning watching.
Yep.
Yeah, great. I mean, he's the real deal. Amazing. Next one is we had somebody that came from the East Coast that literally walked from LAX to the event, which if anybody wants to just really quick pull up Google Maps and go from Los Angeles International Airport, LAX,
Terminal 2,
to downtown Los Angeles, let's say Figueroa and Wilshire, and then draw your finger through Inglewood, Compton, every part of LA that if I dropped you off, you would be scared to death. This person backpacked
17 miles.
And what is your analysis of that after witnessing it?
Well, I believe that this person did this to say that they backpacked 17 miles through the worst parts of Los Angeles. And I think the way to determine if it's a good or bad part of town, if you've heard the town in a rap song, it's probably not a good part of town.
Yeah, that's a safe.
Yeah.
It's a safe conservative bet that if the song is in a Snoop Dogg, one of the
Tupac, Ice Cube, Ice Tea,
probably not
iced coffee,
maybe not the best.
Right.
It was a cry for help.
Yeah,
for sure. It
was a cry for help.
Next one is we did this thing where we had people write their limiting beliefs and different things on wood planks. And then we had the idea to have wood chippers on stage. And the next day we had everybody come up and throw their wood planks in the wood chippers, which then these wood chippers ended up chewing up the back part of the stage, which cost us a lot of, we did not get our deposit
No
back.
deposit coming back for sure.
Yeah, it made a mess too.
Well, there was also the guy on the stage that actually, the way that he tore the whole room up with his story, that literally everybody, 250 people were all crying about his story. And then he tore up the stage with the wood. That was great.
And then one thing that does happen in Top Dog a lot is people want to go to In-N-Out Burger when they come to California.
Yeah, they don't want to go see the Hollywood stars. They don't want to go on the tours. They literally say, "Where's In-N-Out Burger?"
Yeah.
We've tried to plan nights for people before, and they're like, "Yeah, can we go to In-N-Out?"
It's also interesting people's take on In-N-Out because some people are like, "I don't get it," or some people are like, I love it. It's always interesting.
Yeah.
It might be overhyped a little.
A scotch, but it's a darn fine burger.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a burger.
Yeah.
There's other good burgers out there.
You want to go?
I'm sure that there's going to be better stories this year.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Especially where we're having it and how people want to get out because of COVID, and they want to do something fun, get away from your business for a couple minutes to refocus on your business. There's something really powerful in coming away, going somewhere where other like-minded individuals are talking about how can we attack the future, how can we increase our profitability, have a better customer experience, how can we recruit better advisors, better techs, what's the future? And one thing I would say too about Top Dog, no vendors. There's no vendors at Top Dog. It's just us. It's built for you. It is not about selling. No vendors are allowed. People offer us, can I sponsor it? We've historically always said no, because it changes. Then all of a sudden we are in debt.
It's a
to
commercial,
the vendors.
right?
Yeah,
It's a weird thing. And I think the two things that one is the clients are the stars throughout the whole event, right? And we definitely make a solid effort that everything that we do is for them. There's nothing that's self-serving in it or anything like that. It is literally, we want you guys to go back after Top Dog. And I think my favorite part as a coach is seeing what happens with the results the 2 months following Top Dog. It's unbelievable. Always somebody goes back and breaks a record. Always somebody goes back and wins the comp that's never won the comp before. Always somebody pops into the elite group because they just needed that refocus. And this is 2 years of needing refocusing. So this is long overdue, and I think that everyone's going to get a ton out of it.
I was just thinking when you were saying that is, we should have Biamonte on the show too. So Biamonte, bless him, is doing a video for us where we're going through some of my books in my library. We're calling it Bulldog Library. It's going to be another YouTube channel. Great. And he was intimately involved in the creation of the GOAT book for Tashin, the Ali book, basically. And so he's going to explain to us some of the process in that. I think it might be cool to have him on here also. He's got great stories about training and mindset. I mean, he's trained everybody, like NFL players, NBA players, like from LeBron to Matt Damon. I mean, it's crazy who he's trained, and the understanding of human behavior. And but I think boxing is one of the hardest sports because it's just you, right?
There's no one to talk about other than that. I also think he'd be great to be in-house for filming. The three of us would have a lot of fun together. I think it would be really entertaining. He's so funny to me. But like his take on boxing, it's so much more than just the technical aspect of it. He understands the mental part of the game as well, and I think that's why he's such an in-demand trainer.
So let's talk next about our guest today, Matt. So Matt owns Mad Muscle Garage in Belle Plains, Minnesota, which specializes in classic and muscle cars from parts to full restoration. At the age of 10, Matt started helping restore muscle cars and has never lost that passion. Matt has been doing certified appraisals and pre-purchase inspections across the country for the last 15 years, consignment of high-end muscle cars, sales, classic and muscle cars, and has been a shop manager of a high-end classic car dealership and restoration shop. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Hey, how you guys doing this evening?
Good. This is Christian.
Hello, Matt. How are you?
Christian, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Love the background you got going on there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful car behind you. So everybody knows Matt owns Mad Muscle Garage in Belle Plains, Minnesota. Did I say Minnesota right? Can you do the Minnesota accent?
Minnesota?
It's very close to Canada in the sense.
I think it's its own thing, though. What part of Minnesota is that? Is that northern?
Just about 40 minutes south of Minneapolis.
Okay, so closer to Iowa then.
Kind of, in between. Yep.
So our crack team, Matt, is always scouring LinkedIn for interesting, topics or people that have ideas on leadership and business. And, you know, as a shop owner, we noticed that you had a little insight into maybe we need to change our approach when hiring younger kids coming in. And we saw a post that you hired a high school kid to help him out a little bit, and then the kid was kind of no-showing. And so instead of kicking the kid to the road, you thought, why don't I try something a little different? So tell everybody kind of what you tried and what the outcome was.
Yeah. Well, of course, I was upset. My first emotion was a little upset and frustration, but I kind of sat back. I'm like, what's the pros and cons to firing him? Who's it really going to hurt? It's just going to put more of a workload on me. And what's the issue? You know, what's the issue of not showing up? And, you know, trying to find the source of the problem and find a solution that works for both of us. Seemed to kind of motivate him a little bit. It's, you know, back in my day, you won't get away with that no call, no show stuff. So, you know, I don't know if there's a sense of entitlement a little bit with the younger generation or not, but, you know, it's instead of just taking the easy road, I found something. I know he was into welding. He wanted to be a welder, and that's what he's going to go to school for once he graduates this year. So there's plenty of welding projects around the shop to do. So I'm like, well, why don't you show up? Why don't you show up a little early and show up on time, and we'll get you into welding the last 45 minutes of the hour of the day, and get you some put in time and get you practicing, you know, to move on to what you eventually want to do as a career.
And it worked, right? So then he started showing up.
It did. You know, now he's back to school. So, you know, I only going to have him a couple days a week. So, but yeah, it really did seem to help him out, you know, and it made me feel better, you know, because fire him and find someone else, and it's just more stress. But if you can try to, you know, figure out the younger generation, figure out a different path, you know, I was taught the hard way where, you know, you got yelled at and you changed your way pretty quick, but everyone's different. So it's a kind of a case by case situation. And like I said, there's always an issue to why there's a problem. You know, there's something at home. Is it something I'm doing wrong? Is there something I can improve on and, you know, teach you better? You know, nobody wants to come in and stay in the car, you know, 8 hours a day. That's not fun. But hey, you got to start at the bottom and work your way to the top, and give him a little bit of incentive, you know, to do that now.
When you proposed that and he accepted and started showing up, did you notice any change in your personal relationship with him at all?
No, that's a great question. Absolutely. You know, he was, I don't talk much. It's, you know, it's kind of work here. When you hear we work, and now he kind of opened up a little bit, and every day you're learning more. I'm learning more about him. He's into trucks. He bought himself a truck. So he wants to start putting suspension, exhaust, you know, the typical stuff as a teenager you want to do and show off. So, you know, learning more about him can help me kind of know more about him and help kind of go in the right direction and see what kind of, you know, positivity seems to work for him. And going that route is something that works for both of us. No one wants to be negative or be in a negative situation. So it's helped us both at the end of the day, you know, gave me a little bit of patience.
Is the kid a natural welder?
He wasn't bad. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And he just, you know, we just put him on the mix, you know, on the gun on the MIG. So it was, he didn't do too bad. So if that's what he wants to do, let's keep him practicing. Practice makes perfect. No one's perfect, no matter how long you've been doing this. So get him the basics to move along to the next step in life. You know, when he goes on to college, so he already has those basic tools and can kind of excel from, you know, once he starts moving forward.
Well, your post inspired us here in the office to stop and, you know, just look at ourselves a little bit different. And I think it was a great, you know, experiment into human behavior. And I'm going to apologize in advance for what's about to happen, but it inspired Christian to come up with a list of other ways that he feels like we could inspire younger kids.
Yeah. So Matt, we're going to do something, if you're game for this. We're going to call this the speed round. And what I've come up with, let's kind of pretend that I'm a young 18-year-old something, obviously not hard to imagine because I look 18. But,
snowflake, you're an 18-year-old snowflake.
It's so crazy. And I've got a list of jobs, and I just really want a simple, Matt, just a yes or a no on whether or not you would mentor me in order to entice me to come to work regularly and on time.
So building off of the welding thing.
Yes, I feel like there may be
How
other
far will
positions you'd
Matt
be
go?
willing to mentor.
Okay.
Right? Let me know when you're ready, Matt.
Oh, let's do it.
Just a simple yes or no will be fine, sir.
Let's do it.
And basket weaving?
No.
Glass blowing?
We could learn together. I'd love to learn that. That's a old school trade. I'd try that.
Rock collecting?
No.
Synchronized swimming?
No, definitely not.
Jackhammer operator?
Never done it, but I'd try that. Let's do it.
Fashion consultant?
No. No, sir.
Radio announcer?
That'd be fun. Sure.
Yeah, this next one's my slam dunk yes on this, I'm guessing. Race car driver?
Let's go. Buckle up and drive, boys.
See, he doesn't know what a bad driver you are. Earlier today, I was explaining how at a meeting we were at in Kentucky, one of the managers, service managers, had a little too much to drink, so he asked Christian to drive us in his truck to the hotel. And Christian literally Dukes of Hazzard jumped the median. Here you don't have roundels, but they do there. And so he jumped it with the guy's truck. So I wouldn't let Christian race a car.
A roundabout is a waste of time.
You prove that.
At least they had a truck.
That's exactly
Good
right.
answer.
All right. So we got race car driver was a big yes. Jeweler.
Sure, yeah.
What do you mean by
Absolutely.
jeweler?
Jeweler, like the diamond makers and, that you make rings and necklaces and stuff like that. Brewmaster.
Sure. Yes.
Novelist.
No.
Food critic.
No.
Web designer.
No.
Dump truck driver.
What was that last one?
Dump truck driver.
Sure.
About 50%. I feel like you've really got some doors opening.
I feel like there's a pattern of the stuff that Matt's willing to do, though.
And thank you to the team for the help in coming up with some. You should have heard us last night, Matt, coming up with different jobs. This is
funny.
probably the G list. But there are some really good suggestions that maybe off camera you'll think are really funny.
So we appreciate what you do, Matt. Keep posting. We love it. Is there anything we can do for you wrapping this up? Any questions or anything that we can help you with?
No, just everyone take a second. When something negative happens, take a deep breath, get your emotions out of the situation, and kind of analyze what positivity can come from the situation and handle everyone differently and try something different. Everyone works differently, especially younger generation, and try it. If it doesn't work, well, you got option number 2 still. So
That's great advice and very, very inspiring and positive. We love it. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
Lot
you.
of fun. See
Have
you
a good
later.
one. Bye. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Service Job Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.